this weekend.
The co-host of Sip Slow. This is
I'll take
not
a shot.
sipping tonight.
I'll take
This
shots.
is not a sip.
What's up, Sip Slow crew? I'm still working on crew or fam. I don't know. Let me know in the comments what y'all thinking. Crew, fam.
I think crew sounds nice.
Crew?
Yeah.
What's up, Sip Slow crew? Welcome to another episode of Sip Slow. As always, your host, CYT.
Danny Crow. And then we got two special guests here. Go ahead and introduce yourselves.
I'm Hannah.
Amani Gaddis.
My ID is Life of Prelia.
Somebody made my ID, so honestly,
Also, everybody, Hannah has her own YouTube channel. She's gonna, put y'all on to that as well. We're gonna drop it under the IG. Let's go ahead and get started, man. So,
You can listen to us on all platforms. YouTube, Apple, Spotify. Check us out. Word of mouth. Let everybody know. Trying to get out there. Trying to get big. I'll let you introduce this one because you know this one better than I do.
oh yeah, so today we are sipping slow on tequila with friends. It's a black-owned tequila. Made by four guys. One of the guys is in me and Amani's monthly cigar group called Black Man Smoke.
That's awesome.
They also have a reposado. I could not find it at the location I was at, but they only have the Blanco. The Blanco is fire. Me and Hannah are currently sipping on that. Hannah, what's your thoughts so far?
I think it's smooth. It's real nice. I don't like anything too strong, but I feel it, but I didn't feel it when I was so I like that.
shout out to Mom.
Shout out Twan, man. And Monty, what do you think so far?
Oh man, this stuff is lit, man. You already know. You already know.
I'll take a shot of it.
You take a shot? I'll let you go ahead and pour that,
They're
man.
gonna have to leave one up in there.
Why you gonna take it? Tequila's friend shot.
Guess I'm driving.
Oh, I need that. Ooh.
Start this off. All right, cheers, everybody.
Cheers to Black on Tequila. It was just
Black
Black
on
History
Tequila.
Month. We're not limited to 28 days, y'all.
Oh, it's really good.
Smooth, right?
It's really good. Yeah, it just goes down easy.
Yeah, man. So, recently, we went to Houston.
I went to Houston. We went to Houston.
We went to Houston 2 weeks ago.
And then you went to Houston.
Then I went to Houston this past weekend. Have you guys been to Houston before?
I haven't. Well, I went there for a job interview, but it was just in and out, so I really haven't gotten to experience Houston life.
What was the interview and what was the job?
It was for United Airlines. I was going to be a flight attendant.
Oh,
so,
snap.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that would have been my lifestyle, but I put that on pause. So, and I chose Dallas.
Do you think you'd revisit that?
I can't see myself doing it. My mom was a flight attendant back in her day, and you're literally bouncing city to city, and you can be gone for days. And I'm like, now having a child, I can't see myself being away from my family that long. So.
Okay. What about you? You been to Houston, man?
For basketball tournaments, but
When was this? So I'm guessing this is high school. So this is.
man, say this is last week. Nah, I'm playing out. Yeah, this is back in high school, back when the knees were still oiled up and good to go. But back in high school we used to get it, you know what I'm saying? Dallas Pacers, but we lost every game out.
Were you a good player, man?
I was a great player, you know what I'm saying? I used to get everybody the ball, play good
How many
defense.
points?
Hey,
How many points you average a game, man? How many points did you average a game?
Points?
You heard me the first two times.
After you got assists though.
How many assists you had a game?
I had about nine assists. I say I got average 9 assists. But points,
9
it
assists.
would range. If they really needed me to scope, I would go out there and get it. And you know them.
Seems like they need you every game since you lost every game.
I just want to let y'all know I am way better than him at basketball.
Look, you can go ahead and edit that up right now.
I'm way better than him at basketball. We'll post a one-on-one soon.
We definitely will.
Yeah, we're going to post a one-on-one. I don't want to embarrass him in front of my nephew, a.k.a. their kid, because I don't want him growing up thinking his dad is bleak at basketball. So respect that. So I probably won't even play you just to save you from being embarrassed by your own son. But anyway,
we had the rodeo.
We
It
did.
was alright. It was fun. Good time.
Yeah, it was a great time.
You was lit there though.
Why are you calling me out?
What all happened at the rodeo, man? I've never been.
That's my first time going. That's my first time going. It's just country. It's like the state fair, but it's like a bunch of carnival stuff. But then the main attraction is in the dome, in the stadium, where they have the rodeo going off and all that. And then they have a concert. The concert sold out by the time we got there, so we didn't get to
Oh,
it.
dang.
Yeah. It was a John Party. I'm not a big country music person, so it was all
I listen to some country. I've heard like 2 songs by him, but I'm not real big into country, but I know who the guy is.
Oh, got your boots shined?
Oh yeah, me and Rachel got our boots signed together. It was like $20 or something like that, or $10.
Yeah,
Something.
that was cool, dude.
Yeah, and then speaking of being lit, I woke up the next morning with 2 cowboy hats and no receipt. so I currently got 2 cowboy hats sitting in my closet back at home.
How much were your cowboy boots? Because my friends were thinking about getting some, and they were talking about they're like $500 for a pair of boots.
Nah, that's the booty stuff. I got a pair of Ariats. It was like $110 or like $130, something like that. The $500 stuff, that's like gator, ostrich, lizard, whatever it is. Nah, I just got the cheapest pair. I ain't that serious about it now.
Nah, for real. So about the weekend afterwards, when you just went, you actually got to experience the nightlife out there.
Yeah, the nightlife's crazy out there. I went with 2 of my close friends, Rick and Jason, and we just, it was wild. So the first night there, we gonna actually roll the clip after I say this. Waka Flocka showed up and bought us shots. And I went, I turned, I looked, I was like, ain't no way, because everybody's talking about it. They was like, oh, Waka's coming. I'm like, Waka Flocka, he ain't made a song since now. and then, I saw him pull up, and he was at the bar, right? He was like dancing and stuff. I think he was already lit. And he turns around, he got a whole stack of shots. And he goes, he looks at me, we make eye contact. I was like, me? He said,
eye contact.
I looked, because I was like, is that Walker? And he was like, made the gesture. I said, me? He was like, yo. I was like, oh, snap. So we took one, Rick took one, Jason took one, and a couple randoms. We all took it together, we cheers. And then Swag Surfing came on right after that. And we started swag surfing with Walker Flocka. Dude is huge, by the way.
Yeah, I mean, he came to Austin College one.
Yeah,
like 6'8", 6'9", something like that.
Like, Rick is real tall. We're going to have Rick on the show in about a week or 2. Rick is very tall, and I'm used to Rick being the tallest in the room. He made Rick look like he was 5'5". Rick about 6'3", too. Like, that's the bad part, man. Yeah, it was cool, man. Houston's lit. It's expensive, but it's lit.
Was y'all going to any other place that weekend?
We went to the Galleria in Houston. It's way bigger than the mall here, the Galleria here.
Oh, really?
Way bigger.
I've never been to the Galleria yet.
The malls in Houston are dope. The food down there is dope. Man, I tell you what, I try to go to Breakfast Club on a Monday. I called off work, and normally the line is round the corner.
Mm-hmm.
On the weekends, it's Monday at 1 o'clock. Tell me why the line's still down the street. I'm like, you Negroes supposed to be at work, man. What is going on?
Ain't nobody trying to cook in Houston.
Man, I tell you that, boy. But yeah, I can't do that. But anyway, Hannah, earlier you had mentioned, when you were talking about flight attending and stuff, you said now you got a kid and stuff. Mm-hmm. How has that changed y'all's lives? Y'all are pretty young, 25, 20, 27?
Well, I'm 27 now, but when we have
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, let's dive deeper into that. Yeah. How have you and Amani had to adapt after, even during pregnancy and after giving birth? How has y'all's lives changed?
Well, I'm gonna go ahead and just put this out there. When they tell you are gonna miss out on sleep, they was not lying, and that is on me. But yeah.
You got the most sleep out of the day.
I did get a lot of sleep now, but I'm used to sleeping longer than that.
We'll bypass that. But I feel our lives have drastically changed since having a kid. And honestly, I would say that we probably haven't really gotten a flow until literally this month, as of March 2022. We had our son in June 2021, and we're just now getting settled. Of course, we had a horrible apartment situation not long after having our son, so we were scrambling to find a better living situation, which we finally got settled into that. So now it's kind of peace of mind. But it's definitely changed because when you have a child, it almost feels like your life is over in a sense. I know that sounds extreme, but it does. It's you feel like you can't go out anymore. You're a mom and you have single friends. I mean, I'm sure his perspective is similar, but I'll let him talk on that. But I just know for me, moving to Texas, been here for 2 years, I feel that I didn't really have a chance to make a lot of friendships here before having a kid. So I felt like being a mother, I don't have time to make friends. I have to focus everything on my son. So now I'm kind of getting to the point where my son's on a schedule, and I realize that I can choose what my life is, and I just have to make the decision that if I want to go out with my girls, I can do that, you know, and my son's going to be okay. I'm not neglecting him anyway. So it's a personal decision on how you let your child affect your life. But there are mothers out there that let their kids control their life, and I'm like, that's not going to be me. I'm going to have a life. I'm 25. I'm still enjoying my life, as well as enjoying my son as well.
Literally her words. Yeah, I mean, for me, man, it was a real wake up call. I mean, the whole pregnancy, the whole time when we found out she was pregnant, it was just a big wake up call to me. It was like just crazy ideas just coming to me, like, I gotta start paying for this, I gotta start paying for that, I gotta start thinking about this, that, X, Y, and Z. So it was a real big mindset change for me, from going from, you know, being, you know, just a regular old guy going out every weekend, kicking it with his friends, you know, kicking it with my girl, doing whatever we wanted to do, to thinking about like a whole different perspective, like I'm a father now. So yeah, as far as like going out and all that stuff, definitely had to chill on all that, because I had to think about my baby right here, and her not getting sleep, or her not getting a break, and people don't really talk about that as much, you know, as far as like, you know, a lot of fathers think, well, I don't want to say a lot of fathers think, but a lot of guys think that, you know, not spending time with your kids, or like just leaving the house or doing your regular thing, and, you know, there's a kid involved, that it's okay, but, you know, for her mental state, and, you know, just her, like, just having a peace of mind, like, that's a big thing to come and, like, give her the load off, you know, from the baby and stuff. So I like being a hero in that sense, but yeah, definitely had to change a lot. A lot growing up.
So what since the kid has been born, what's his name? Tell her.
Amari. Since Amari has been born, yeah.
Yeah, since he's been born, like what's the biggest challenge you guys have faced after he's been born? And what's the biggest thing that happened after he's been born that made you guys closer?
Actually, you might have to go on this one. Like the hardest thing that we had to, like,
I know, but my answer can be different from yours, so I want you to go. I don't want you to build off of me.
I feel like the hardest thing for us since he's been born is just like getting on the same page as far as like raising him up. As far as like we have to be consistent with him. You know, we can't you know, one of us do one thing, another do another thing, and expect him to, you know, grow with the morals that we both have, you know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, I mean, that's basically it for me. I mean, just trying to both of us just get on the same page, like two separate minds. Like, we're both like two different people, like in almost every sense, but, you know, we love each other. Mm-hmm. But, you know, just trying to get one mind on how to bring them up and stuff. I feel like that's one of the main things.
Okay.
Yeah, I would say the hardest thing personally that I think we both had to overcome was we both went through a transition phase. I always say that with him, so he's used to me saying that, is we transitioned life differently. For me, when I found out I was pregnant, immediately my mind went into transitioning my life into being a mother. I started changing my mindset and perspective on life in my pregnancy. Now, of course, from a guy's perspective, he's not the one carrying the child. He doesn't feel the changes. So it took longer for him to change into realizing I'm a father. So he didn't really start his transition into fatherhood until Amari was here. And so we butt heads a lot during the beginning of Amari being here, because I was already in that mode of, you know, we're parents now, so there's certain things we can't do all the time, and there's certain things that we need to adjust to. And he was just starting that transition, and I was well into that. So it was hard having to sit back and kind of let him work through that transition, and being patient with him, and then expressing myself a lot, and expressing myself in a way that wasn't degrading to him, because that definitely was a thing. But personally, I mean, I'll be transparent. I started therapy myself to help me through becoming a mother and being in a relationship. And my therapist had talked a lot about being patient with him.
Mari's in the background.
Right in the back.
He's in the back.
We got the young king in the background.
My therapist had talked a lot about being patient with Amani and realizing that he's never been a father just like I've never been a mother before. So he's going through his own mental and physical changes with this journey, and so I have to be patient with him. So that was the biggest challenge, was just me grasping that his transition is not always going to happen as fast as mine is.
Yeah. And the other thing I wanted to add was changing the blowout diaper.
Now, wait. Explain what exactly is a blowout diaper.
Have you changed a diaper before this?
Yeah. I mean, I had little brothers and little sister, but I didn't do it that much. I did like one time. But besides, this is like 24/7. This boy always doing something. But for a blowout diaper now.
Educate us, enlighten us.
A blowout diaper, especially when they're young, they poops be this color. So what ends up happening?
Fantastic.
So what ends up happening is, he poops, but this one it feels like he pushed a little harder, and then the poop just goes down in the diaper and just comes up in the back of his little onesie.
Yeah.
And it just it just totally destroys the onesie. Totally destroys. And
Are you not able to wash this onesie?
No.
You're absolutely, yes,
No.
you can.
No. See, when she was gone, she was asking where this one onesie went. I was like, it's in the trash. Gone. You done do all that shit. So
I don't know what to do. I just put it in the trash.
now I will tell you, fathers that never changed back before. When you first see that blowout, do not panic.
Do not.
Because if you panic, the baby's gonna panic. So just be mindful that it's a natural thing. You know what I'm saying? If you was wearing a onesie and you had to really go to the bathroom, what would happen? You know what I'm saying?
Wow.
So do y'all like trade off now? Like, one weekend you watching the baby, other weekend somebody's going out, something like that. Do y'all trade off like that?
Yeah, I would say for the most part. I mean, I definitely let Hannah go out more, especially recently, just because she has found that friend group that she really really likes, and during her pregnancy she wasn't able to do anything at all. So I mean she could, but she would do it and her feet would start hurting, so we would have to leave early. So I definitely I'm letting her explore stuff and just explore Dallas and get that friend group and everything right now. But I'm sure sometime in the future we'll get to that.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, we're starting to get into that flow where he'll let me know in a couple days in advance, like, hey, I want to go to the gym on Saturday. And, for me, I really just ask if he can just give me a little heads up. That way I can mentally prepare that, hey, I might have the baby all day today, because I work from home now, so I have the baby all day. So then if he decides to do something that evening, that means I have the baby all night too. I never get that mental break. So I love it when he can give me a heads up. That way I can know, like, okay, tomorrow, I'm going to be with the baby all day. I'm ready for that. So we kind of traded off. And last weekend, this past weekend, I went to brunch with a friend. So I let him know, like, hey, I have a brunch I'm going to go to on Sunday. Yeah. He had the baby, and it works out. So that's kind of what we've been doing lately.
Okay. Those sound like some pretty challenging feats that you guys have overcome.
Yeah.
So my second question, what was the biggest event that happened after Amari's birth that brought you guys together the most?
That blowout diaper.
That diaper, man.
That was something. I feel like this is what brought us really, really close. Actually, the birth. A lot of people don't know this. We decided to do a natural birth, water birth.
Oh, wow.
So, yeah. So,
Can you explain? Sorry to cut you off. Can you explain why you guys decided to do a natural birth rather than going to the hospital?
She can explain better than me, but me personally, I've always wanted a woman that wanted a natural birth, just because I didn't trust, not to say, I don't trust all doctors, but for black women, it's really that it's a little one-sided on that. I didn't like how it was perceived, so I definitely just wanted somebody that we could personally just see all the time, call all the time, and they'll be right there with us and be able to care for her as best as she needed. So that's why I decided to go with I wanted a girl that wanted a midwife, and Hannah was that girl. And we decided to do a natural birth just because I just felt like it was the best fit. She felt like it was the best fit, so
Yeah.
we did it.
Okay.
But as far as the birth goes, I felt like that was the biggest moment that brought us the closest ever. We was, I don't know, how long did it take for the birth? Just like what? I mean, the whole period, like 16, 18 hours. It was a minute.
How long have you been in like the water for?
I was only in the water for
Yeah,
45 minutes.
Yeah, almost an
Yeah,
hour.
it was. I technically had a quick labor, so.
Yeah. But the whole pregnancy, well, not the whole pregnancy.
It's
but
like the pre-contractions and stuff like that started at like
Yeah.
7 p.m. and
Pre-contractions?
yeah, it's just like before the
It's the
active
thing.
labor. So it started.
Oh man.
It started at like 7 p.m. and we had him at I think it was like 5:45 in the morning.
Wow.
So we were going for a minute, but I would say I agree with him in that. I was kind of like, what was the moment that brought us the closest? But it was because I don't think I could have got through that without him. I mean, he was literally there on my back doing compression and massaging my back. And I remember there was one moment when he left to go help the midwife fill up the water in the tub, and he was not there to hold my back, and I was like, oh, I can't do this. I was like, somebody's got to come and massage my back, or I can't get through this. So it really, I mean, he held me up at moments. He was there. I mean, that really was a moment. I think that we forget that. Because, I mean, in a sense, it was such a, I don't want to use the word traumatic, but it is, I gave birth. Come on now. So I kind of put that whole thing out of my head. But when I think back on it, like having him there supporting me was definitely something that happened to us for sure.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Pretty big moment.
Yeah.
Painful experience for you.
Yeah, it
You
was.
guys
I mean,
sit
I
down
honestly was like, I cried to my midwife afterwards because I was like, I don't think I'm ever going to have any more kids. And I was scared about that because I knew he wanted a lot of kids. So I was like, he's not going to want to be with me anymore because I don't want any more kids. I was crying.
He has a lot of
Yeah,
stuff.
he does.
Well, how many siblings you got? How many siblings you don't have?
I have 3 siblings.
I have 5, 3 girls and 3 boys. I'm me and my sister like the middle.
I'm the oldest out of.
For real?
Yeah.
That's lit.
Man.
Lucky.
So out of your 3, like, was it brothers, sisters, what?
I have 2 brothers and 1 sister. And after, because I'm like way older than them, so it's like, I was always iffy about having kids just after raising them. So
Man, that's inspirational.
Yeah.
oh, it is, definitely is.
You know, she went through some pain now, but I went through some pain then and now. Like,
Now, what things you go through?
my fingers,
My fingers.
they still hurt to this day.
Oh, whatever.
I don't think that equates to uterus being expanded. You know, beyond
Yeah, I'm sorry,
its
baby.
limits. But now transitioning into that, we're actually going to take a quick detour. Hannah, you have a YouTube.
I do.
Let's talk about that. What's your most viewed YouTube? What type of content do you produce? Tell us about this. Let's dive deeper into that.
So most viewed YouTube video is on my hand tattoo. Obviously, I am a female, and I have a hand tattoo. So people want to know pain. I know when I was getting my hand tattoo, I watched every YouTube video on hand tattoos. So that is my most viewed. I think it has like close to 25K views on that one. Content though, I mean, there's only so many tattoo videos you can do. So that's not really what my channel is about. I'm looking to transition more into makeup as I am an artist. So I like that aspect, but I also am doing vlogs, travel vlogs preferably is what I was doing before I moved to Texas. So now that I'm kind of getting a groove, getting finances back in order, hopefully we'll be traveling more to do more of those vlogs. And then me and Babe are going to start our little segment here, just talking on topics of different things. And then he'll be doing his, what is it, ghetto Bible stories.
Ghetto, no.
It is.
It's gonna be the Amani interpretation of the Bible. I will be
Ghetto Bible stories.
I will be interpreting the Bible and telling the story in the Amani way, but it will be relevant to the Bible. So stay tuned for that. Yeah, actually, I'm on YouTube too. Y'all ain't even know that.
You're on YouTube.
Y'all ain't even know that.
Tell people what you're on YouTube for. Tell them the video for everybody to go watch and look at.
I don't know everybody, but But if there's any college scouts out there, y'all might want to watch it. But
You are 27 years old. It's over. Hang up.
I can always go back.
Always go back.
I got 2 videos, a 2-minute video and a 1-minute video. All of my highlights of basketball condensed. Yeah.
How old are you in these videos?
I was like 18, 19.
How do you feel about Amani going it? Amari. Sorry. Playing football. What are y'all thoughts on that?
You asking me?
Both of y'all.
I'll answer first. It's a no for me. And this is why, because I played football as well. I was alright. At football in 9th grade. You know what I'm saying? It was cool. That same year, I got knocked out 3 times. Chris. So I don't know about that one. I'm just to save him from that, because I'm not. You know, me and Hannah about the same height. We both 5'7". So
She's definitely taller than you.
like I was saying,
She's taller than you.
We're doing high comparison.
I was calling Cap.
like I was saying, no. I'm gonna go against it. But I will let him explore whatever he wants to explore. But I will give him the, let him know what could happen.
Yeah.
I did get knocked out 3 times. And that time was not fun.
I agree. Like, I definitely don't want to be, my parenting style doesn't want to be the one that's controlling, saying do this, don't do that. So I would love, if he wants to test something out, probably put him in, Pee Wee football or something like that, so he can run around a little bit. But I really I wouldn't want my son to do that on a higher level, just because of the medical reasons, all this research that's being done on the concussions and all of that stuff. I really want to push for like baseball or something like that. I'm like, you get paid more to do less, so why not baseball? Or basketball.
Basketball players ain't making baseball money.
Right, they're not making baseball money, so. And plus, baseball season is not the same time as basketball season, so he can really do both.
Baseball's like 100 games or something?
Something like that, yeah. No, it's 182 games?
It's 182.
It's not?
No, I don't know. I have to look that up.
Hey Siri, how many games is in a baseball season? 162 games. So I wasn't too far off.
That's a lot of games.
Yeah. There's a lot.
I think they have like a hiatus in the middle of the season.
Yeah, it's like an all-star weekend, like how it is in basketball.
Yeah. And are you done telling everybody about your YouTube and your content?
Oh, yeah, sorry about that.
Before...
check me out. The YouTube channel is Life of Freelia, just like my Instagram. I'm super excited about staying consistent and seeing where this goes. So.
Okay. All right. So speaking of which, back to you guys' relationship that we were just talking about earlier. How important is dating? You guys been together for how long?
2.5 years.
2.5 years. Y'all see him, I'm sure. Y'all know how long y'all been together.
He knew the answer to that.
I knew it.
Okay.
It's up here, man.
It's up there? All right. How important is dating you guys? Tell me about it.
In what sense?
Like just taking time out to go out on a date. Not exactly a dinner date, but like maybe going out to go-karts or carnival, something like that,
I would say it's really important. You talking about when you have kids or like when you?
Yeah, you guys had a kid and obviously
keep the spark alive.
Yeah.
Definitely. We got into many discussions about this topic. I would definitely say dating is a key component just to, keep her mental state in mind and let her know that she's still sexy, she's still good, I still love you.
Okay, Mom.
So,
Mom.
It's definitely like a high priority thing because, before, we took, what was it, a love, what was it?
We did the love languages test.
Yeah, we did that beforehand, and it wasn't that crazy. We just liked each other's conversation before. As far as now, though, dating and going out is like a really, really big thing for. We both like quality time. So going out, dating, taking that time out, getting away from Amari, and just not having to hear a baby crying in your ear is really big, especially for the baby.
Yeah, it's tremendously important, at least on my perspective. I'm in the house, I work from home and I'm not on the phones or not on camera most of the time. So, I'm in sweats or whatever most of the time. So, the dates are the times where I can spruce myself up and really get dressed up for him and stuff like that. And so it keeps the spark alive, definitely, and just keeps the excitement and lets me know that he wants to be out with me. He wants to be seen with me, and that's really important, just to keep the spark alive. Because I always tell him, I was like, I don't want to be that old, that married couple one day that's just, you are living for your kids. You go to work, you come home, spend time with your kids, you go to bed, and we're just roommates. I was like, I don't want to be roommates. Like, I want to be dating you, and I want to be attracted to you, and I want to know you're attracted to me. So,
Do you guys put the kid first or the relationship first?
Yeah.
Now, I'm not gonna lie. Listen, if we're being truthful, in the beginning, when we had Amari, even the whole pregnancy, I personally thought you put the kid first. Now, I've learned through our times that, you definitely put the relationship first. You put the relationship first because you have to be happy in a relationship to have positivity going through y'all's, your family. You know what I'm saying? So,
Okay.
yeah.
So yeah, no, I definitely, I mean, they say it all the time, happy wife, happy life. You know what I'm saying? So, keeping her happy is gonna keep the house happy. And I definitely feel like, yeah, you definitely put the, now, I feel like that, putting a relationship first is more of a priority.
Yeah, I agree with that. I was raised in a house where my dad always told us that my mom came before us. He's like, I'm siding with my wife before I side with the kids. So that's just how I was raised. And I've seen it implemented in our relationship where, like you said, me and him are the foundation. So if our relationship's good, our children are going to grow up watching us, and we're going to be the example of what a proper relationship should be. So if he's just putting the child first or everything else before me, then that's what our son's going to see growing up, and that's how he's going to treat women in the future, because that's what he saw his father doing. So I've seen the transition in our relationship where he starts putting me first, and then by that, like you said, it's a happier home, and that translates into our relationship with our son. We're both happier, we're more engaged and stuff like that.
And to piggyback on that, my father, it was one time me and my mom wasn't seeing eye to eye. I got a little disrespectful, as you can say. My father came to me and he was like, and I always remember this. He came to me and was like, you know what? I understand that's your mom, but that's my wife. You're not gonna disrespect my wife. And I was like, oh Lord. Oh Lord Jesus, hold on. Did I just get excluded from the family? I thought he was going, whoop my butt. But yeah, thinking back on that, yeah, he would also do the same thing. So,
Christian, I know you're the co-host, but I gotta ask you. I'm single, so I can't really relate to this. But how important is?
Oh, you said it on the
on
the podcast.
You guys can pick up on it by now. I'm out in the streets, but anyway, no man. How important is dating with you and Rachel? And what are your thoughts about? Obviously you guys plan on getting married and having a kid and stuff like that later on down the line. What are your thoughts about putting the kid first or the relationship first?
Oh man, it's always put the relationship first. Just to piggyback off what they're saying, just strong foundation helps to grow within the family. And if we're doing good, that means the kids are doing good. But right now we don't have that type of scenario. So right now we're still in that dating phase where I still we're trying to schedule stuff, and we're doing a lot of things. We're working on ourselves to make sure our future selves are better right now.
Okay.
But you still try to put little things here and there to go do some things. Randomly we'll go watch a movie, go to a bar or something, just go spend time together. What I really want is I can't wait to move to the house where we get a dining table. We can just sit at a dining table and eat together. Because right now we just sit at a coffee table.
Exactly. Just don't hit the same or what?
It don't hit the same. And I've never had that as a family too. We never did that. Sit at a dining table and talk as a family, and I just can't wait to have that.
Yeah.
No, I agree. I can't wait for that either. How long have you and Rachel?
About a year and a half.
Year and a half?
It'll be probably a year and 7 months coming up soon.
Okay. And during the last episode, you said you guys met on Bumble, right?
We did meet on Bumble.
How'd you guys meet?
Uh-oh. Now, look, her whole family watch this. Cut this out.
I was like, man, my
the crowd.
We actually met on Tinder.
Yes.
Okay.
Who messaged who first?
She messaged me first.
Okay.
She wanna slide in my little Tinder DM. You know what I'm saying? My little chicken Tinder.
No, I mean that's it.
I mean, yeah, that's how we met. But
yeah,
then,
I swiped on him. It said we matched. I waited a day, no message. I was like,
I didn't message because her pictures, they look like too professional, you know what I'm saying? And on Tinder, if y'all been on Tinder before, when the pictures are like super professional, they like fake, you know what I'm saying?
I had to read
That's fair.
They look too professional, so I was like, this probably fake as hell. And then she actually messaged me, so I was like, oh, she gonna want me to follow some link or whatever. So I went ahead and started texting her back, and she hit me up, and I was like, this probably gonna be fake. But she actually was hitting me back with some like actual relatable replies. So I was like, let me see where this goes. So I said, come out with me and my friends to this section. It was my homeboy's birthday, so I was like, I'm gonna flex a little bit. So it's my homeboy's birthday, pull up to this section, we got a little section, pull up. And then on that Saturday or Friday, it was Saturday. She actually pulled up, and I said, "Whoa, hold on now, I think she real." So pulled her out the car, and then it was as advertised.
This man right here, man.
And that's how he tells the story to Amari.
To Amari,
and that's how Amari got here.
To Amari, when he hears this story, I was a prince. She was a princess. I found her in a castle guarded by a dragon, and I saved her from it.
okay, all right,
Shrek?
right.
But now, speaking of which, though, I want to ask y'all, well, specifically you, since you're the only woman on the show right now. You've been approached by a lot of men, that I'm assuming, just being a woman. You know, I'm the only boy and 3 girls, and you know, I got a couple homegirls that are in relationships and single, and they all, you know, when they go out for their girls' nights or whatever, they get approached by guys. And obviously, they're not in relationships because the guy's not there, right? First off, do you know, with this day and age, do you prefer, well, obviously not now, but did you prefer to be approached in person or digitally? And what was the weirdest approach a man has ever said to you?
I would definitely say I prefer. That's hard. That's hard. See, in person is nice, but I'm very observant. So a lot of times, if I would be approaching a club scene or even a public wherever, I will observe. A lot of times, I had already observed them before they approached me, and then I observe them afterwards. So if I see them approach me and then we exchange information or we talk and then we go back, I will say that I think I personally would like to be approached online, just because your first impression is not ruined. Because I know for me, there's been some like cool dudes that approached me at the club prior to meeting you, of course, babe. And I will see them talk to me, but then like 30 minutes later, I'll pass by them and they're hitting on some other girl, and immediately that's a no for me. I'm like, oh, you're cut off. So it's just like, if I didn't meet you in that situation, I might have liked you. So I prefer it to be like online, just so I can kind of screen you without having to do it to your face, I guess. So I prefer online over in person.
Wait, hold on.
What about library?
What?
What about library? Like, what are we gonna do in the library?
That's different.
But, okay, so like, you don't think they not talking to other girls on the app?
No, I think they are. I do. But it's just like, I can't see that and I don't have that in my mind. But it's like, if we're at the club and I see you holler at me and then a few minutes later you're hollering at some other girl, I'm like, oh, he's just trying to get some. Which he's doing that on the app too. I know that. But at least my first impression is not ruined by having the physical evidence.
We shooting shots on here now.
As far as the weirdest approach, I honestly, it's been so long since I really thought about, like, I'm from Ohio, so I know that I've had some weird approaches. But I will say here in Dallas, what was it? When did I go out? A few months ago. It was probably like December, I think maybe. I went out, probably like November, December. I went out with some girls, and this guy approached me. I let him know. I was like, I'm chilling. I'm not really, or I think he asked for my phone number or something like that. I was like, I don't do phone numbers or anything like that. Somehow it came out. He asked me where I was from. I said I'm from Ohio. He's like, oh, I'm from Cincinnati, and I was like, oh, cool. He was like, yeah, I got a tattoo. I was like, okay, cool. This dude takes his shirt off in the club to show me his tattoo. And I was just like, I don't know what it was. It's the beginning of the night. It had to be probably like 11 o'clock at night. It's early in the night. And he's pulling up his shirt. I'm uncomfortable because the club is not packed by any means. So everybody who's there can see us. And they're looking at me like, what is he doing right now? And I was just like, okay. So my friend came over and pulled me like, oh, we're leaving. So we left. I was just like, this dude right now showing me his Cincinnati tattoo. I'm like, great. So that was a weird approach. I told you about this too. It's nothing new. I just heard. I know. No. I told him that.
So that's the weirdest.
And that's the one I can think of. I'm sure I've had weirder experiences, but that was the most recent where I was really uncomfortable. I'm like.
So what about digitally? What's the weirdest thing? I know it's probably getting raunchy digitally because you just hop on the phone.
Absolutely.
But like, what's the weirdest thing God said to you? I guess on Tinder or whatever other dating app you've been on prior to meeting one of my best friends here.
I don't even know. I can't even.
You don't know?
It's been so long. I'm thinking of it's definitely sexual. It's immediately just sexual, just in there, like.
Was it anything on the Morris level? I know you said I saw some of the last episode. Was it anything to the severity of that, or worse?
Mom was talking about cuddling the whole time.
Nah, I was worse than that. No.
Oh, worse than that?
Oh, y'all didn't finish the episode.
Nah, I remember the cuddling, but I don't remember the other stuff.
Just finish the episode.
It was there was some stuff in there. I mean, yeah. I mean, it's not. I don't even think it's the things they say. It's just they're weird. Like, grown men still living at mom's house saying, "Hey, you want to come over to mom's house so we can hang out?" It's like, no, you're grown. You're grown. I'm not going to your mom's house type stuff. So,
I understand that. That's weird.
If I lived in my mama's house, you wouldn't.
You got out of your mom's house just in time.
Stirring the fire. You're stirring that fire, man.
Man, you got you sometime.
But last thing about this dating stuff, you guys are talking about online profiles and being approached and stuff like that. As a man who can barely grow facial hair, this is a career high for me. I got a full beard. Sometimes, like when I eat soup, it gets messy.
You said full.
Drink soup. So guys, we talking about girls in the ass, the makeup, the filters, all the other stuff. Our beards, the male version of makeup.
Don't say our beards. Me and Chris got beards.
Okay, first off, Monty, you got a witness protection chin strap on. You want to sit here and do that to me? He said, before we go to bed.
We're going to talk about this in the morning on the Danny Money Morning Show.
Come on, let's get back to the question.
I can say this though, when my beard is shaped, shaped up and everything like that, I feel more confident. Right now it's roughed up right now because Danny stole my barbershop time and everything.
I did not steal your barbershop time. I did not. Okay, wait, no.
Stole my barbershop time.
I texted him before I took it. I said, hey, bro, there's an opening at 7 o'clock tonight. Do you want to take it? I can take the one tomorrow if you want this one. You said, nah, I'm going to the gym, bro. I said, you can't get a haircut and go to the gym? No. So I booked at 7 o'clock.
But is that his regular time?
So no, it's not.
I usually go Wednesday. I was going to go before the podcast. And then our barber rescheduled me. And he had one going for the day before, but I was already going to the gym, and I have been off a week, so I said I cannot miss going to the gym. You miss more days, I just won't go anymore. So, but it makes sense. I was like, oh, maybe I should go. By the time I texted Isaac back saying, hey, let me get that 7 p.m., he said somebody already took it, and I was like,
And that was me. But I said,
but yeah, he was like, I go by 1 p.m. on Wednesday because he works from home. So why did you just take the 1 p.m.?
because you said you didn't want the 7.
I mean,
So
you
I said,
don't change my mind.
I don't have to push my lunch session back to get a haircut. You know what I'm saying? So I asked you though. So that, I'm not at fault. I asked him before I took it.
You did ask.
Alright. Anyways.
What do y'all think?
Anyways.
Let's
so
back to your contour.
Put it in the comments.
Back to y'all's contour.
I love having a beard. I just want to get more fuller. But yeah, I mean, I don't count it as you gotta define makeup. I mean, do I count it as makeup? I count it as just my hair, honestly.
All right, hold on. Let me ask you this. So, like, without facial hair, would you rate yourself on a scale of 1 to 10 the same rating as you with facial hair?
Probably not.
But so like,
I rate myself right now.
No, I'm not asking you to rate yourself. I'm saying like, so like, is it a significant increase between you not having facial hair and you having facial hair?
I want to say yes.
What about you? Would you rate yourself the same number on a scale of 1 to 10? You without facial hair, the same as you with the full chin strap and mustache.
I would rate myself higher
With the facial hair?
without the facial hair.
Then why you got it right now then?
Because I can't let her see it out before the marriage and all that. Because if I do it before that, she gonna want me to do it all the time.
What is this man talking about?
She gonna want me to do it all the time, then, and I ain't doing it all the time.
Hannah, what you think? What you think? Like, we need a woman's perspective on this. I can't give my perspective because this is all I got. I've never shaved in my life.
You can borrow mine.
You can borrow something after I cut it off.
Oh yeah, that is a way to perspective. Give me that.
And the reason I say that is because she can see the booty chin. See the booty chin, girls like booty. Yeah, I don't know that, but girls like booty. But if she touch this booty, it's gonna work out.
Okay, so I have a different. I don't feel like facial hair is like makeup. I feel like it's like body enhancement. It's like, you know, girls have the big. I think they got the big tatas or the big butt. Some people naturally have that. So the beard is kind of like that same equivalent. Some people have it, some people don't. So
Yeah.
that's what I equate to. Not necessarily makeup, because makeup you could obviously choose not to put that on. Not you can't choose if you got some extra packaging on your body as a female, and like a male, it's like you really can't.
But we talking about just face right now. We talking
I know,
about face
but I'm
part.
just saying, like, I don't equate it to makeup. Like, if I was to equate it to like a female, it's kind of like males' facial hair is similar to a female's features. Like, you either have it or you don't, and I don't really think it has to do with like makeup necessarily. So
So the consensus is
Dad needs a beard.
y'all not ready. Y'all not ready for me to Hi to everybody.
Not everybody.
Just the women. See why? I think it's about that time.
So take a shot.
Let's have our guests do the coin flip between them.
Okay,
Let's make it a little bit entertaining. Whoever don't get it gotta take a shot. We can do host versus guest.
We can do that.
We can do that? Well, we gonna do that. So alright, so we got our phone, you got y'all phone, you just tell Siri, flip a coin.
okay.
Y'all say it before you tell Siri. Say what are you picking?
We'll let y'all pick.
I can't hear what you're
It's
saying.
50-50.
They got a whole gameplay going on.
You can leave, but
Hey.
if you're wrong,
Heads.
you're wrong.
If I'm wrong,
Hey Siri, flip a coin.
you can't see.
It's tails.
I told you to say tails.
You did not say
I
that.
did
Tails.
too.
You did not say
I
that.
told you.
Alright, so-
I don't.
So you taking a shot between y'all two.
Oh, between us two, you taking a shot.
Who driving?
I don't drive.
Okay, I'll take a shot.
she threw you.
I'll drive. I'll take shots. Yeah, I'll take
Alright, now it's between me and one of my other best friends and co-host. What you call him, man?
I'm gonna go ahead.
You going ahead?
I'm gonna go ahead.
Hey Siri, flip a coin.
It's heads.
Fuck. take one with Monty. I'll take one with Monty. That don't mean nothing to me.
You can take a shot with your other best friend.
Man, pull up, man.
I do one.
Yeah.
You want to one too? Baby, go ahead.
I'm alright.
Actually, yeah,
I'll
you
finish my
drive.
drink.
You drive.
We not gonna condone peer pressure on this show.
Absolutely no.
And I know that's right.
Right.
Come on now.
Another shout out to the tequila we're drinking. Tequila with friends.
Shout out to Tequila with Friends, man. Black owned tequila. That's what we're sipping on right now.
Hey, thank you again for coming on the
Yeah,
show.
appreciate you guys making time out to come on the show. Let's get it.
We got one more guest we want to show.
Thanks for having us.
One more special guest. If you can go get our special guest.
Oh, yeah.
He was in the green room the whole time. Yeah, we got a green room. There's nothing to it.
He was checked into the kids club.
Kids club.
There he is, the young prince. What's up, man? Disclaimer, this baby was born with a full head of hair.
Yes, it was.
And he probably gonna have a beard by 13 like the rest like the rest of this generation. But I'm still struggling with this beard rolling.
No witness protection.
He gonna be like, Uncle Dan, where your beard at?
Right. This is a little troublemaker, man. He has a great set of parents, obviously. And I'm excited to see him grow in the future.
Yes, sir.
But everybody, this is Sip Slow with CYT and Danny Crow and Hannah and Amani. Again, please follow their IGs and Hannah's YouTube channel that she is gonna be dropping more content soon on. And we out, man.
We out.
We're out. Let's get it.